this is home.
How does water supply your taps, gas supply your oven, electricity power your phone? If you don't know, follow along and see how I do it by building my own house inside this van.
But I've had a few days off, so I've been doing some work, turning a little bit of money. But really just to sort of like get to think about how I want the layout to look. Again, thinking of the weight. And sometimes when you're just getting through some of the build, you need a bit of time to just stop and just to think, you know, is this definitely the way you want to do it? Is it the best way you can do it? And are you using specifically all the right materials for it? Because sometimes I'm thinking, you know, this stuff's too heavy. You know, could I have used something which was, you know, half the size of this? So I've been thinking about these things. Most of the time, it's in here, and as I'm going along, it's constantly changing because, you know, I'm not a professional. I haven't years of experience building these things, so everything's new. Everything's very exciting, but it's also more difficult because I haven't any limits. I can build this however I want. I can move this flat here. I can move this the other side. And when these thoughts keep churning around in my head, I'm just like, oh, I could do it like this, but I could do it like this. But how about, you know, this way? And it's difficult because you're then always planning and never actually building. And I'm sure like a lot of people who've done van conversions, they needed to do it quickly. Maybe because of their circumstances, or if they had time to build, you know, they just want to get in it and get going, being on the road, living in the van, which is, you know, what I want to do too. So I'm kind of like, now I'm just gonna go for it. Just gonna put these up here. And these are basically to support the roof. And why do you need to support the roof, I say? Because at some point, when I've figured out how to put windows in the roof, these here will provide a good support for the weight of those windows, because no doubt there'll be glass and their framings will be quite heavy. So this is there for that, and also for applying. Are you agreeing, or have you got a better idea? I mean, you've probably got a better idea. You're a very good DIY dog. So, yeah, I'm now going to bolt this to the ceiling. This one here, and then we'll go roughly in this one here. So, use a drill bit. This drill bit, don't even know what it's called, but it came with the DeWalt set that I've got, and it will fit the hex just nicely. Slots in like that, and it will help drill it up. Then I've got the washer and the bolt. Screw in our bolt. What do you want to learn next? What do I want to learn next? What do you want to see next? Probably you just want to see the end of this build because it's going on forever. So these bits, these are just going to fly about when I'm driving. So they need to be secured somehow to these walls and to this frame. And it's so loud down this road, like trucks. Shh. Trying to explain something, road. So, this was just some CLS timber cut up like this, a bit of plywood strips to go across so that the oven can fit on here, and the surface will be slightly higher than the height of this because the worktop will sit flat on all of these points. Now this piece here is basically used as a bracing point, as a support against the wall to hold this point and this point. So we've got thin strips of wood screwed into these metal beams here. We've got a piece coming across here. This bit sits on this piece, and then that's pretty solid. And then the worktop will sit on here. The sink will then be sunk down into this area here. So we can prep some stuff here. We can cook our things here. You know, we can have an area to put hot pans over there. And when we're done, we can put our saucepan straight in the sink.
Head over to Van Life UK on Instagram to see more pictures of the bit.